Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're jumping right in to completely demystify the anatomical and physiological mechanics of Surya Namaskar. Because whether you're actively looking to refine your current practice, or you just want to understand the actual science behind this ancient sequence, you are absolutely in the right place. We are going to break down the physical flow, analyze the breathing techniques that act as your internal engine, and explore the incredibly deep solar mindfulness that caps off the whole exertion.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our roadmap. We'll be looking at the physical and mental benefits, then we'll break down the flow to downward dog, map out a daily 12-round schedule, and finally wrap up with solar mindfulness.
Starting right off with Section 1, the physical and mental benefits of the practice.
You know, the really brilliant thing about Surya Namaskar is its incredible adaptability. It completely molds to whatever you need it to be. If you push through a fast-paced routine, it instantly acts as a rigorous cardio fitness exercise. It gets your heart rate spiking and pumps oxygen throughout your entire system. But conversely, taking it at a really slow, deliberate pace changes the game completely. It transforms a sequence into a deep muscle toner, you're holding those stretches longer, you're challenging your balance, and you're forcing those muscle groups to engage on a much deeper level.
But amidst all this physical exertion, there is a golden rule you absolutely have to keep in mind. The ancient sage Patanjali actually hit the nail on the head when he advised, do as much as you can, do not force. This is absolutely crucial. It's not about pushing your biomechanics to the point of pain. If you need to bend your knees a bit to touch the floor, that is perfectly fine. The goal here is to perform these asanas with a gentle effort, always prioritizing proper alignment over some extreme standard of flexibility.
Moving on to Section 2, let's get into the mechanics of flowing to downward dog. So Surya Namaskar isn't just a static list of poses. The whole point is allowing the asanas to flow seamlessly into one another. And the invisible engine driving that entire flow? It's your breath. The rules are actually pretty strict, but they make total sense. Whenever you expand your body, like stretching up or leaning back, you inhale. Whenever you bend forward, contract, or release, you exhale. And for specific straight body transitions, you hold your breath. Basically, every single movement is deliberately, intrinsically tied to respiration.
Let's actually see this in action for the first half of the sequence. Standing at the front of your mat, you exhale deeply into Namaste, that classic prayer position. Then on the inhale, you slowly stretch your arms up and back, really actively trying to bring your biceps right alongside your ears. On the exhale, you bend forward and down, bringing your palms to the floor and gently aiming your nose toward your knees. Finally, drawing a massive breath in, you throw your right foot back, drop the knee, push your hips down, and look up.
Right after that deep lunge, we hit a really critical transition point, Dandasana. Stepping your left foot back to join the right, your body forms a perfectly straight plank. This is the exact moment you fully engage your core and temporarily suspend your breath. You're pausing the cycle just for a split second to lock in that strong, rigid alignment. Let's move along and see how this builds. From that rigid plank, the flow descends straight to the floor. Dropping your knees, you exhale, take your hips back, and slide forward so just your chest and chin touch the mat, keeping your elbows glued tight to your ribs. Then on the inhale, press your chest forward and up, and immediately on the next exhale, lift your hips straight up and push your head down.
Those last two steps bring us to two totally iconic destination poses. First up is Bhujangasana, or Cobra pose, where that inhale drives your chest forward and up. Immediately following that is Adho Mukha Svanasana, the downward dog. Driving your heels firmly into the floor on the exhale, you lift your tailbone high and push your chest towards your thighs. This creates a massive deep stretch across your entire posterior chain. From here, you simply reverse the entire sequence right back to a standing position.
All right, Section 3. Let's talk about how to organize this into a daily 12-round schedule.
So, how do we actually take this singular physical flow and logically scale it up into a routine? Well, 12 is the magic number. That is the optimal target recommended for a complete daily practice. And this is key, it's not just about doing the exact same thing 12 times in a row. It is entirely about creating perfect physiological symmetry. And this table brilliantly illustrates how that vital symmetry is achieved. You basically divide the sequence right in half. For the first 6 rounds, you lead the flow by throwing your right foot back first, and then returning with the right foot forward. Then, for the final 6 rounds, you switch the whole operation over to the left side. It's a really smart protocol because it perfectly balances the physical exertion, making absolutely sure both sides of your body get an equal measure of stretching and strengthening.
Finally, Section 4, Solar Mindfulness.
So after those 12 rounds, the heavy lifting is done, the physical exertion ends, and we shift gears completely, moving from intense physical heat to a profound mental cooling. Sitting down with your eyes closed, you just visualize the warmth of the sun completely surrounding you. But here is the truly fascinating part from the source material. Visualizing these diffused rays has a direct, biologically soothing impact on your hypothalamus. It literally helps to cool down the activity in your brain cells, calming your mind and cooling your body with every single exhalation.
To really deepen this meditation phase, you're going to alter your breathing. Instead of taking long, drawn-out inhales, pull the air in sip by sip, just slowly and gradually, and then exhale quickly. At the same time, shift your entire focus right to your solar plexus, the absolute center of your abdomen. Visualize those warm sun rays actively piercing the center, building up an unseen inner warmth. And as you zero in on that heat, just quietly, passively observe the natural rise and fall of your diaphragm. It's honestly just a profound way to finish such a physically demanding sequence. You're shifting all that rapid kinetic energy into a state of complete, mindful stillness. So, as you integrate this anatomy into your own routine, I want you to ask yourself, when you finally sit in that stillness, can you feel that unseen warmth piercing your solar plexus? And how does your own breath connect to that inner sun? Let that sink in for your next practice. Thanks for watching The Explainer.